In this video, let's try to learn about this problem details standard. So what is a problem details standard? Let's actually try to trigger this problem so that you can see why. And so let's go into Visual Studio. And here, remember that we removed one of the validation here. Let's actually add it back. So if employee is null or if employee.id is less than 0, then we trigger this. So run the application. Okay, application is running. Now let's try to remove this position field. Okay, and then try to click on the send button. So what we have here is this. I have type, title, status, errors, and position, and it says the position field is required. So this returned results in the HTTP response body is from the data annotation validation here. Right? It is because we installed the minimal API.extensions NuGet package. So this must be from there. But what if we change it back? Okay, change it back, and then we're gonna add ID back. I'm gonna give it -5, and now click on send button again. Now we see this error message. The employee is not provided or is not valid. Where does this come from? It comes from my own message right here. So you can see that the returned results when there are errors, they are different. So if you are the consumer, right? So for example, you create an application and try to consume this web API. And then in different cases, it returns different type of results when there are errors. Then you wouldn't be able to know what to do. Your code wouldn't be able to know what to do and how to understand the result. Right? That's why there is a standard that is created for standardizing the results when there are problems. And what is that standard? That is standard RFC 7807. So if you search that online, so get over here and go over here and just paste this. I know the URL because I prepared it. So this is a standard. This is problem details for HTTP APIs. And if you read the abstract, the purpose is to standardizing the returned message or the returned response when there are problems. And why it needs to do that? You already can see that by the demo that I did. This one returns a different response from the data annotations. So the data annotation is actually following the standard. So the standard, the RFC 7807 standard basically says whenever you have an error, you need to construct this JSON structure. There must be type, there has to be title and status, and their errors, it shows you which field has which error. It can be multiple of them inside here. So this is the standard, and we need to follow this standard. So in that case, so if you have a application that you created internally, then it's fine. I mean, it's fine to have this because you know how to handle every single scenario. But if you create an API that is publicly available for some other people to use, then you really need to follow the standard. And if you really want to follow the standard, how do you follow the standard? Do you have to manually construct that JSON? No. The framework, remember, we are learning about ASP.NET Core, and ASP.NET Core should provide you this type of functionality, especially so already a standard, right? So how do we do? Results, remember, results has many helper functions. And one of them here is called problem details. And the other one is validation detail. They would return you the same type of structure, but this one, validation problem, this one is specifically correct in this situation because here we are validating the object here. So how do we construct this? So let me remove this, and then let's check the signature of this. So it has many different parameters. What we can do is that we provide a dictionary, and then we can say this is of string and string array, and now we basically just provide also which field is having issues. In this case, it is ID is having an issue, right? And then we provide the message here. So message is employee is not provided or it's not valid. Okay, so if we have this and try to run this again, and then we go over here and we put this back and ID change to -number, an active number, and we see this. See type, title, status, and then we have this ID and it says employee is not provided or is not valid. Well, of course, here maybe we shouldn't have this ID. We can change to anything appropriate here for the key. So that is standard here and how to follow the problem details when we have validations that we need to do inside our endpoint handler logic here. That's everything I want to show you. I will see you in the next one.